Today's first video is 4 news stories. Firstly, Dr. Tedros, head of WHO, visited India 3 days ago. He was given a special name by Narendra Modi, Indian Prime Minister. When Dr. Tedros was in India, he was very warmly welcomed there. Secondly, we have a new story from the Afar region of Ethiopia. Fano, which is basically an Amhara militia, its members have been seen in the Afar region of Ethiopia. Is Afar Fano in the making, it seems? Thirdly, a university in the US was due to organize, it was due to hold a panel discussion about Tigray. But the panel which was invited was opposed by some Ethiopian diaspora community. They complained that the panel was one-sided. The workshop, the panel discussion was due to be held on the 26th of April. After some a protest from Ethiopian diaspora community, the university at Buffalo has reviewed its decision of holding this public discussion. Fourthly, we have a new story from Vasheva zone, where now drone strikes and airstrikes are being reported in the ongoing operation against Oromo Liberation Army. Let's start with a new story from India. Dr. Tedros, WHO head, who is accused of being TPLF spokesperson by Ethiopian government. He visited India 4 days ago. He was warmly welcomed by Narendra Modi, Indian Prime Minister there. Narendra Modi gave him the name of Tulsi Bhai. Dr. Tedros was named Tulsi Bhai. Tulsi is a sacred plant in India. Tulsi plant has special place in Indian Hindu religion and Indian Ayurveda. Ayurveda is Indian alternative traditional medicine system. The plant has healing powers according to the religion and Ayurveda. Dr. Tedros, during his stay, during his talk with the Modis, said that he was taught by Indian teachers. So Indian teachers had influence on his life, on his personality, because he was taught by them. And that was mentioned by Narendra Modi during his address. Dr. Tedros has concluded his visit of India. After India, I think he went to Nepal, India's neighboring country. He was very warmly welcomed in India. The second news story is from the Afar region of Ethiopia. It seems that Fano is organizing some training activities in the Afar region of Ethiopia as well. We have some pictures for you showing some Fano fighters and Afar locals as well. Reportedly, locals were under training for several weeks in Afar region. Is Fano training Afar fighters, or joint trainings of Fano and Afar militias are underway? We have some pictures for you. You can see the picture on your screen. You can see some Afar militia members. Fano fighters can also be seen. Fano instructors can be seen. An Ethiopian flag without star sign used by Fano can also be seen. It seems that Fano has been training some Afar locals. So this militia now has its presence, or we can say that it is a training Afar locals to Fano is training obviously Amharas. We know that Amhara youth is being trained across the Amhara region. This is the first time that we are seeing Fano training some Afar locals as well in the Afar region. Reportedly, the training has been underway for weeks and it has been completed now. Thirdly, viewers, a US university was due to hold a panel discussion about Tigray, but after some protests, the panel discussion has been postponed. University at Buffalo, its research center, the Baldi Center for Law and Social Policy was due to hold this panel discussion. 4 guests were invited. Firstly, Gata Chaureda, Tigray presidential spokesperson. Secondly, Miaza and other Tigray activists. Thirdly, William Davison. Fourthly, Professor Ezekiel Gabisa. The topic of the panel discussion was violence and famine in Ethiopia's Tigray region, finding path to peace. So this was the topic. And the panel discussion was due to be held on the 26th of April. But Ethiopian diaspora community launched a social media campaign. They contacted university, they contacted this research center, and they said that the panel was one-sided. They said that the panel was predominantly pro-Tigray. So either the discussion should be cancelled or the panel should be made more inclusive with participation of other side as well. Now, reportedly, the university has postponed this program. The panel discussion has been postponed. Ethiopian diaspora has splits and divisions. We know that splits between Tigrayan and non-Tigrayan diaspora. Then splits in pro-Ethiopian government diaspora as well. Amhara diaspora, some sections supporting 2 bills, HR 6600, S 3199, and some are against the bills. So this war, it has divided Ethiopia not only internally but also externally. The panel discussion has been postponed. Lastly, we have a new story from West Sheva zone of Oromia, where we know that OLA has made significant territorial gains in the past few months. That is why this zone is the target of new military operation against Oromo Liberation Army. And drone strikes and airstrikes are being reported in some parts of West Sheva. What we have heard from the ground is that in Abuna, Ginda, Barat, some drone strikes have been conducted. Dogoma is the place where these drone strikes were carried out reportedly. We don't know about the targets on the ground. OLA back news sources say that civilians have been killed, and government as usual does not share statements about drone strikes. Like we saw in Tigray that government conducted several drone strikes there, but almost no statements were issued. Once again here, drone strikes underway in West Sheva, but no statement from the government. Ethiopian government, federal government, or regional government. This is the first front where we have seen drone strikes. Since the start of this military operation, more than 2 weeks ago, we have not seen drone strikes and airstrikes. But West Shiva is the first front where reportedly drones and gunship helicopters are also being used. Will OLA withdraw from West Shiva towards Valaga or not? That is the most important question. So far, reportedly, Oromo Liberation Army is withdrawing from towns, but it is still in West Shiva. It is trying to take a refuge in rural areas, in countryside areas, in the outskirts of towns. It is still there. So decision has not been made for withdrawal of OLA from central Oromia towards western Oromia. OLA is still in West Shiva. Very tall claims are being shared by OLA that its forces, its fighters have inflicted heavy losses, that government's offensive on OLA in West Shiva has completely failed. But we're not in a position to confirm or reject this claim. Fighting is still going on in several parts of West Shiva and East Shiva too. What we can confirm is the use of air power, that Ethiopian government forces are using drones and gunship helicopters in West Shiva. Thanks for watching.